Hello, this is Renee again, and welcome to my channel, A Lot to Tell. You know, I did mention that I have a podcast called Shirley. So what I'm talking about now is not something that just started. This is something that happened actually 6 years ago. And the reason why I'm doing it on YouTube now is because something happened to my podcast with Spotify as well as Apple. With a third party coming in, it's kind of difficult to record your voice and attach it. They want so many steps, and I just didn't have time for that. But anyway, there are a lot of people that I have contacted relating to issues with racial discrimination and people in office ignoring us and a whole lot just going on and being ignored. One of the main organizations that I actually contacted was the Black Lives Matter more than one time, because I feel like if Black Lives Matter, then when I send a message to you, what's going on here in Houston, Texas, should be of some concern to you relating to Black Lives Matter. And I did that. I sent numerous emails, never received any responses from those emails, and I never received any responses to the phone number that was attached. Found out, I guess, the number no longer exists. Anyway, when the Black Lives Matter showed up here in Houston, Texas, and not just around the states, I actually admired what they were doing. I even saw a lot of state legislatures and government officials, walking with them everywhere they went, standing in the front line, agreeing. And I was in agreement too, because at this time it was in relation to George Floyd. But I figured all lives matter, not just that. I'm still upset about the George Floyd thing because I don't understand how live national TV, where millions was viewing this, that they allowed a cop to kill this man in front of everybody and somebody was standing there recording it. I'm still confused on that. I'm still upset about that. Instead of calling for help, like we're not supposed to call the police on the police, but something could have been done aside from recording and remembering his last words. And I didn't think none of it was funny. I don't think it still isn't. Our lives does matter. But we need to, when we open up an organization and say we're going to do this and we're going to do that, shouldn't we continue doing that? Isn't that the reason why you get funding from the government, so you can continue the program that you started? So when I started doing research later, after all the emails was ignored, coming to find out that a $6 million home was bought for them to stay in, to have fun in. I don't like it when people use disadvantages and hardships on people that are struggling, hurt, going through things just to get the money. And once they get the money, it's like nobody matters anymore. I'm not that type of person. That's why I'm speaking now. There are too many of us in this world. We don't need to go back to slavery. We don't need to be strung up and hung up, mistreated, abused, hurt, beaten, all of that starting all over again, because there's too many laws and rules and section codes that protect the people hurting us and nothing to protect us. Now, when I say us, I'm not just talking about people of color, black, even though we're right there at the top of the list, but people, like I said before, that are poor, live in poor neighborhoods. It's like we're forgotten. Some minister told me one time, the Bible says that Jesus said the poor will always be with us. And I agree. But I looked at him and told him, that don't mean you ignore them. And I guess he got offended too. But you're a minister. You're a pastor. I used to religiously go to church all the time. One in particular, I was there for 16 years. God started opening my eyes on so much that I couldn't believe it. Because when you go to church, you should be able to go to church, to be around people that understand what you're going through and offer some comfort of what God can do. All they want to do is just know your business, just so that they can talk about you and put you down and put you in a category. It's almost like we're still segregated. The cliques are segregation. The poor over here, the rich over there. You go to the church, the best well dressed on one side, the ones not so dressed in the back or somewhere on the other side. Why are we treating people like that? Why did you treat me like that? Anyway, Black Lives Matter. If you're gonna have a group, and I wish I did have one, and I would like to get everybody together that has the same concerns, just like I do. I mean, there are at least 30 videos that I posted so far, and some of them are old, some of them just recently. That's because in the last 6 years, more stuff than come in that God has shown me that I've known. And I keep it bottled up inside. And when I keep it bottled up inside, I get angry, I get upset, I get bitter. I'm a human being. I believe in God, but I still get upset about a lot of things, especially when it comes to injustices and unfairness towards a certain race. Black Lives Matter, I don't even know if they're still in existence anymore. I stopped emailing them. But one thing that I do know, I keep a paper trail. And it might not be in my house, might not be on my computer, might not be nowhere, but I keep a paper trail of everybody that I have contacted, including government officials and state officials that have boldly ignored me and have not responded to me. And then when some of them have responded to me, they'll say, contact this person, contact that person, but I thought y'all were my voice. I've been to Austin, and it's scary what I saw there. We were invited to this trip to go to the Capitol. I found it fascinating inside. Got lost a few times going up them stairs. Didn't mean to roll my eyes, but going up them stairs wasn't fun. Some places we got lost, didn't know where to go. But then you ask the person that works there, and you're addressing a main concern. What should we do about this? What should we do about that? And then it's like a question with a question. You look back at this other person and say, what do you think we should do about that? Another person asks a question. What do you think we should do about that? That was it? So all this time I was excited about going to Austin, and this is what I hear, and this is what I see. I'll be honest, I didn't like going there. I said if I ever go back there, it'll be to speak about what needs to be done. Again, Black Lives Matter ignored me when I asked them for help relating to discrimination in court cases and the injustices being done to us right over here in the state of Texas. And I got no response. So why are all these organizations being created for one thing, and then they stop and don't do anything else?